come down here. This has a whole bunch of
Default method?
Yeah, and you want default M here. And then, okay.
Alright.
When you're building a method, rather than start from scratch, I recommend you start from this default method.
Okay.
It has the basics in there, so it's a little bit easier to the easiest way to do that is to method, and then go to edit entire method. And here you can check whatever you want. I don't know anything about the data analysis site though. But you click OK. You can put in a comment for what the method is designed to do if you want. Then, you know, these other things. Okay. Sample inlet will always be GC. Injection source, you should change to GC ALS. That's the automatic liquid sampler.
Oh, okay.
We only have the front inlet, and then mass spec is connected to that. Okay. Then here's where you add everything. When you make a change, click apply. If you click OK, it thinks you're done. And it goes automatically out. So you have the liquid sampler where you can tell it sample size that you want. From my understanding, 1 microliter is about which normal sample sizes are. Any more than that, you're probably going to overload the column.
Oh, alright.
Then you can do any pre-washes. We have an A and B on there. You can tell it how much volume you want on the pre-washes, how many washes to do, how many pumps on the cylinder to do to inject with.
Does that mean that we have to bring like a pure solvent to do the washes first?
Yes.
And then before injecting the sample?
Yes.
Okay. So this is this? Okay. Yeah, good to know because then we will see a lot of lost picks.
Right.
Which one is mine? I don't know. It was somebody else.
So the inlet, you're probably not going to play with this much. The biggest thing you'll do is split or splitless. The liner in there now is splitless, but you can do a split run on that as well. There is a little bit of head space there that will allow you to do a split.
And usually,
you know the difference between the two, right?
No, I don't remember.
So
I saw that one.
In a splitless, the entire injection is going into the column.
Oh, okay.
Now in a split, only a portion of it will go in, and the portion is this ratio.
Only 1% goes?
Yeah, so 1 out of 100.
Oh, okay.
And then you can change this ratio to whatever.
But this usually is like the standard? 100 to 1? Or the
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, we can
I don't
play
know
with
what
that.
standards are there.
All right.
Column, here's where you give it your standard flow rate or your gas and the pressure. Then you can do a constant pressure run, which means it'll keep the pressure at the inlet, I believe, constant. Or you can do a standard flow rate run, which will keep the flow through the column constant. Either one will affect your chromatography.
Well, the flow.
Flow is probably a little more consistent chromatography
Yes, I think
wise.
so. Yeah.
But post run, you don't really have to do anything with that.
Oh, okay.
It'll just run the method, the same flow rates for the method for 2 minutes after the post run. But see, oven is where you're going to program your run. So you get each individual thing. Click here, and as you populate it, it'll pop down and down and down.
Yeah, okay.
So you have the heating rate, the initial. So it starts at the initial. So here it'll start at whatever initial conditions. So at 50. It'll heat at 10 to 100, hold for 15 minutes.
Oh, okay.
And then since that's the last one, it's going to stop.
All right.
You can put another one, and then you'll start at 100. You can heat to whatever for however long and hold it, etc. on down.
How do you add them? Just clicking here?
You just add it. So like say you want to go at 5 degrees per minute to
Oh,
250.
okay.
You do not want to exceed
Yeah, because the
this
bleeding problem
425 max.
with the problem.
Right.
Okay.
In fact, 300 is probably the highest you want to go.
All right.
But then you have post-run conditions where at the end of the run it'll maintain this condition,
be cooling down.
allow the last of your sample
okay.
to come out, whatever. Ox heaters, events, signals, I don't know anything about this.
All right.
But that's how you do that.
Question here, Jeremy. When we select the ALS, that is the automated way to inject it, do we need to tell, like in resonance, what position or sample
That you
is
don't do here.
Oh,
You
okay.
don't do that here.
All right.
If you don't have a batch set up, it assumes you're in position 1.
Oh, okay. And what is position 1 there?
It's just on the thing. You can see it. So you can see 1, 2.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
So if I want to run, for example, my washing will be number 1?
Nope.
Or what will be the washing?
Washes come here with wash A, wash B, and vial W is where it disposes the washes.
Oh, okay. Do people here have like some solvents or no? They don't have anything.
No, they don't have anything in here. They probably did at one time.
All right.
The dichloromethane that they're using is evaporated out.
Yeah, dichloromethane is the one
Yeah.
we will use. Yeah. So it can be well. They probably tried to wash it twice. Is that right?
Yeah, so they
'Cause
would
have two.
have 2 different washings, a pre and post injection.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
we
because
must
I don't
put
have.
here.
Yeah, we don't have those. We have just the little ones.
That's fine.
So.
There
oh.
are more vials.
Oh, okay.
Sample vials. There's a few wash vials, a few sample vials.
Yeah, sample vials we have, but we don't have the washing ones. Can we borrow
Yes.
for? Okay. Let's fill this one with dichloromethane because we need those for the washing. We will not use that one. This is too small.
How much? The half? Half?
Pardon?
Half of the.
Yeah, I
Up
think.
to the level at least.
Yes.
This is the
Or a little bit
Double
low, a
line.
little bit higher. It could be okay. I think.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Maybe
The
it's
rubber or the
Oh,
plastic?
we need. What is the cap?
The cap?
Oh,
Wait, wait, wait. Wait.
yeah. With one pop, it's okay.
This one?
The other one is the pause. Once we're done, it's okay. All right, and once we're done with
And once
everything,
you've edited everything,
Mhm.
you put OK. And this, you see, I don't know entirely what all that is.
but if you click
But
OK,
you can
will be
tell it
okay.
which tune to use. Auto tune is your best tune.
Mhm.
It's the most reliable. And here's your mass spec preferences. So you have a solvent delay, so you don't end up collecting data on your solvent.
Mhm.
You can change it to whatever you want.
Yeah,
The
probably
gain
3 minutes
factor
is okay.
is how sensitive your mass spec is,
Mhm.
and you change that here.
What are the options here for gain factor?
I think they're integer, whole integer.
Oh, it's 102. One.
Just anything, I guess. One
Oh,
through
okay.
wherever.
One will be okay.
You don't really need to change that unless you're having a
okay.
sensitivity issue,
Right. No.
and you can't increase your sample volume.
Okay.
You can tell it to scan either normal or fast or slow, whichever you want. Scan parameters will give you your starting mass and your ending mass.
So that's the maximum that we can go, 500 units a mass.
I
Is
think
that the
so.
highest one? Oh, okay.
They usually tell you if you click on it, but it's not telling you for some reason. Tell it how fast to sample, and I don't know what this is. But then These are if you can have it automatically plot.
So we don't have to
But yeah, you don't have to unless you want to
modify
do
that
that.
one. Okay.
Okay. And here's where if you alter the default method, you'll need to give it a new name.
Mm-hmm.
Or
And that will be
something
like my save
yeah,
method?
yeah, whatever you want to save it as, and it saves the method name.
The method
Now,
will.
the run that you do
Right.
later will have a different name.
Okay.
So this is what we call
But-
the method.
But this method, if we create it and we think this works for the campaigns, this will be storage in the computer.
Right.
Is that right? Because the email you sent us that we are to remove some is
Nope,
the
nope.
recorded
I'll
file.
take
Is
care of
right?
that.
Oh, okay.
We got a solid state drive.
Oh, nice.
And every year I will just move all the data over to the solid state drive.
Yeah, because
Which
I
stays
think
right
I
here,
have
so.
some few that I ran like a couple of years ago. I might need them,
Right.
but
Yeah, so
yeah,
it'll-
good to
it'll
know.
just stay
That
here.
will be here. So
Yeah,
We need
previous
to
years
choose the
might be
directory here.
down here. In the ASM.
oh, it will be done. Okay.
These are data that Annette moved over.
Oh, all right. So we can
So
access
if
them
it
from
was
there.
several years ago, it might be in those.
Oh, all right. So if I don't find it there, they might be there. Okay, and then what did you ask for?
We need to change the directory with
You
the.
don't need to change the path itself, but you'll need to change the name
Just the
Okay.
name.
when you create your method.
We can call it, for example, like peptide 1, peptide
Right.
2. or-
Okay.
Yeah.
Some, I'm just going to cancel this.
Uh-huh.
Just got to think now. Okay, I noticed with some people they created their own folders to put it in, and you're
okay.
welcome to do that if you
Mhm.
want.
Yeah, probably we'll create one, so we can do it now if you don't mind.
No, not at all.
Uh-huh. So
And
that
we
way we will.
hashtagged all his with an MP starting.
Yeah, I
So,
probably will call my
I
name
mean-
just Palencia, and we will say everything there.
Methods.
Yeah,
And
because-
create a method then.
Okay.
If you want to give it a
Valencia.
summary.
Yeah, name we will call it.
I'm going to use the out of my sampler.
Yeah. Okay. And for this one, everything is there.
Yeah,
So now we need to.
So this is set to do 0 washes. So if you don't want it to wash your
Oh
strands
yeah,
before
we
and after,
definitely want
then-
to. Maybe I don't know what people use. 3 washes. It's usually fast, isn't it?
Yeah, it goes pretty quickly.
Okay, so 3 washes just to make sure.
So this is pre-injection and this is post-injection.
Oh, post injection. Maybe a couple times
Sí.
or 3 times to be nice with other people. We don't want to
Bueno, primero sí.
leave there anything that might contaminate them. And that's it, right? In this part. Okay, now it will be the inlets.
This probably you won't ever play it unless you want to change the split ratio or do splitless or whatever.
Usually not. I think so.
So that's up to you.
Uh-huh. No, I think a split is fine. Yeah, because concentration is 5 mils. Because I remember from the one time I used it, if it's very concentrated, it's better to use the split ratio, right? If it's very diluted, it's better to inject straight. Because that way it will be more sensitive. Okay, so and the temperature, I guess it will be fine. 10 and 50. How is the highest that you can go for set point?
I'm not sure. Probably.
Okay. Well, let's go try with that one. If not, we can go back later and modify. Is that correct? Okay. Oh, oops.
So you're done? Okay, so do you want to do constant pressure, constant
No,
flow?
probably constant flow. I think it would be
That.
a better option.
Go into the oven to do your actual.
Initial, yeah, our solvent is methylene chloride. That would be good because it will volatilize right away. And then the ramp, yeah, it will be maybe a little bit higher until 150. Then we will go from same increase we can do or higher, right?
Mhm.
So we'll do 15 degrees, and then to what is the highest? 252.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. 250, and then hold it for 50 minutes as well. Yeah, just to make sure that our campings are out, and then we will go back if we need it. Then the next is that everything from
Yeah,
here?
that's it.
Okay.
And the
Then
sample.
okay. Oh,
We
that
need
will be
to-
later because this is the method.
Right, you have to tell it to
First,
start.
Okay.
Going on.
Uh,
Okay.
Apply or okay? Okay.
Okay. It applies it with okay.
Okay. All right.
I just usually go okay here because I don't know how much that is.
Mm-hmm.
Auto tune is what we want to use. I don't know if you want to change any of this yet. Just leave it as it is.
Probably leave it like that. So I think you're fine.
Okay, here's where you give it your method name.
Okay. The other one that I created first was my file, or
It was a description of the method.
oh, description. Okay.
Right, if you wanted to create a folder, we could probably browse and create one of those.
Okay. Yeah. That could be good.
And you want it under methods, so it's easy to find.
My name, my last name. And we save everything there.
I should save it there.
All right.
Mhm.
And you notice the method name changed up here.
Oh yeah. Okay. And now, is it ready to go or?
Yeah, it is ready to go. Now, if you were to there's somehow you can tell it to do it. The sequence is how you tell it to do multiple runs back to back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
And
mean, if we have
it's,
two
figure out how to
samples.
do that.
If we have two samples, oh, you don't know how to do that.
I've never
Well, we
done
can do
that.
it manually. So one at a time is okay. So we don't have too many. So now, if we put a sample on our number one,
Mhm.
how do we start the method?
Start
Could
the
you put the
method.
first sample?
Sorry.
The first one, the volatile, the unknown. The number one.
You got your rinse in there?
Pardon?
You have your rinse file in there? Was filled?
I don't know. I think he put it.
Yeah.
He put it.
And to start, just click the green arrow. And it gives you a chance here to tell it where to save the data,
Okay.
No.
We choose our folder.
which is different.
Yeah.
So it looks like you have a data folder here.
Okay.
And then the name to save the data.
Yes. The name of
What is the
it.
name of that one?
The little one. You want.
You. You.
But he's on this
Okay.
one. That way I would know who was
Yeah,
on
okay.
this one.
Yeah.
One? 1B?
You want. Yes. Like that.
You one?
You want.
Okay.
If you want to put any information about the sample or anything like that, you can do that here.
Unknown. Is there unknown?
Well, it's on with us all. With us all.
You need a salt unknown.
And it's probably good. And okay to run method.
Mm-hmm. And then we'll start. Okay.
And it starts. be another plot somewhere. I'm not seeing. So this one, usually all the plots up. I'm not seeing the second plot. The one is just like pattern and it tells you what you want to spec. Yeah, it's different.
Oh, okay.
Or it thinks it's different. One of the two. And the other is the actual preliminary.
Oh, okay.
This real-time plot. I think that's what this is. Real-time plot. You can move the continuation up and down, but there's not much you can do with it because this isn't analysis software. So
Okay.
it's just there for your viewing type thing.
So when should we just ignore that one? Or?
If you want to override the delay, you hit yes. If you don't, you hit no. If you don't hit anything, it will go away a message after 3 minutes.
Okay.
So I mean, it make that big of a deal. But for the analysis software,
Oh, that looks reasonably pure. It has.
Is that
so
yes?
I have no clue what this is.
But it's somebody else.
Yeah,
right?
somebody else's. But if that is a lot of windows.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Yes. Okay.
Is there other files? Yeah.
Well, it's like an NMR. It's accumulating, and if they don't close it, at the end you have like 1,000. I think is what happened here. So once it's
So to find a run, you just find wherever your sample is.
in my
Double
file,
click
in my
on it,
folder,
and
and
it
then
pulls it up like this.
oh, okay.
And you can see your runs. Double right click on the key. It'll bring up the mass spec for that.
Oh, okay.
Double right click in there. And it'll tell you what it thinks it is.
Well, probably
Gives
will not help us that much because our new
Probabilities
campus.
here of
Yeah.
what it thinks it is and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
I
Thank
mean,
you. It's a cool.
Yeah, it is. For non-campons, it's something amazing, but for new campons, it doesn't
No.
help that much.
Yeah.
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 So it gives you a probability. So it thinks it's 78%. And it's a
Yep.
no.
Yeah.
But it's the molecular weight is marked. Or
So this is the structure.
Mm-hmm.
Then these are
Surely.
the ions it breaks off. So 270 is
Mhm.
probably a molecular
Yeah,
weight.
it's
so that
probably that
would
one.
help us to know the molecule.
Well,
The-
if it's in the database, it makes things much easier because it's there. But if it's not there, you
Right.
have to figure it out by yourself. Sometimes the molecule decomposes and you cannot see the molecular ion. So you have to
okay.
figure it out based on the splitting pattern. So it's more work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I work to figure out
Yeah,
what
because
mass
some
spec
of them
is.
are very sensitive and decompose.
Muy probablemente sí sea una grasa porque, bueno, una cadena larga porque a 40 grados centígrados ya te estaba derritiendo.
Yeah. The melting point is very low. Yeah,
from
it's
the
very
amount.
low.
Could be, yeah. That's a good point. For the amount that we have there, we are trying to figure out which one is. How the compounds others still in there. And we don't know. If, well, most likely we'll not be here. So if we want to print, well, suppose this is our compound and we guess this is the peak that belongs to it because might be the most concentrated or the most abundant. Can we print from here there and it will print the whole thing or
So you can do just a selected window. Just pick a spectrum, which would be this, and I believe
Oh,
this.
both. Oh, okay.
And then whichever there. Open it out. And I believe everything in this room should be networked to this printer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's good.
thank you.
Yeah. Because that way we can see which one is. Yeah. And for example, we have two samples. One has a melting point of 40, and the other one is 200 and something. So the first one probably go out pretty soon because it's a more volatile compound. Can we stop it once we see it, or
Yes.
okay?
Oh, they're not
I was just
showing
doing
the.
that.
Where's the other pot?
I'm sorry.
Esta es la que.
So
Esta es la
this is that cyclic
esta es
plot
la
I
que-
told you about that just measures whether the instrument is running or not. It just cycles over and over and over again. It doesn't really give any information. Where is...
que esta es la de la unknown.
No, este es otro que ya entregué de otra gente.
Ah,
¿Tú tienes el Amanda o el
ahí.
Sí. No, todavía no termino.
Ah, yo pensé que sí era el unknown.
Yo también.
Oh, this is the.
So this is what your ion, so your
Or
mass
the
rate
ion.
is.
Oh, okay. But what is the chromatogram?
Right here. Nothing's come out yet.
Oh, right here.
This is
Oh, it's probably still doing the washings.
super low.
Yeah, because when it's doing the washings, it doesn't show up, and right.
It's running.
Oh, it's already running.
Yeah, you're 6 minutes into your run.
Oh. But
Maybe it's gonna take 15 minutes, the run.
we have dichloromethanes as solvent, and I could be expecting to see it very quickly, but I don't know.
Well, it didn't start until 3 minutes after it injected.
Oh,
Because of the
okay.
solvent delay.
Oh,
So you
okay.
probably won't see yourself. because-
So only if I select, oh yeah, to avoid that one. So only if I have like very volatile solvents, it's better to choose not, because that way it would not.
You can change that delay
Oh, okay.
to like a minute or half a minute or whatever you want.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but I think it will be fine because that company
Yeah.
is not very volatile. I think it will come out maybe about 50 degrees, 60 degrees, something like that. Well, no, the melting point was 40 degrees, so maybe volatilizing like above 100. Yeah. So I don't think it will come out yet. So, and where can we see the oh, it's the temperature at the time. Okay. At least looks like it's pure. Apparently, we don't have like
I
ghost
don't know if
pickles.
there's much of it.
Yeah, or maybe it's already out. No, I don't think so. Yeah, because if the melting point is 40, the boiling point might be much higher. Do you know if Mahesh has like chiral GC columns or